So you're lost in the woods, the sky rumbling above, and every survival tip you've ever heard whispers through the trees. But beware, some of those so-called life-saving tips are myths that might just dig your grave, which is why you should make note of each of these, because you may never know when you need it. The first myth is eating snow for hydration. You might think scooping up a handful of snow to quench your thirst is a clever survival hack. But here's the chilling truth. Consuming snow directly is like inviting the cold into your core, chilling you to the bone and potentially triggering hypothermia, a deadly decrease in your body temperature that can incapacitate you in moments. Instead, melt the snow first. If you've got a fire, place a pot over the flames and transform that frosty white into life-giving water. No fire, no problem. Use the heat of your own body. Tuck the snow into a bottle and press it against your warmest parts, like under your jacket. It may take a bit, but as the snow turns to water, you turn a potential death sentence into a sip of survival. The second myth is sucking venom out of a snake bite. The myth of sucking venom out of a snake bite was popularized by countless movies where the hero bravely cuts into a bite and heroically sucks out the venom. This tactic is not just ineffective, it's a dangerous gamble with life. Here's the thing. The mouth is a sea of bacteria, and introducing it to an open wound only invites infection. Moreover, the act of cutting into the bite can damage critical blood vessels and nerves, potentially worsening the situation far beyond the snake bite itself. The venom, a concoction brewed for destruction, rapidly spreads through the lymphatic system, and attempting to suck it out typically removes a minuscule amount, nowhere near enough to mitigate the danger. The correct course of action, though less dramatic, is important for survival and significantly more effective. Keeping the wound below the heart level is important. It slows the venom's journey towards the heart, buying precious time. Absolute calm is your greatest ally in this fight against time and toxin. Panic accelerates the heartbeat, propelling the venom through the bloodstream at a lethal pace. Immediate medical attention is not just advisable, it is imperative. Time is venom's ally, and each second without a professional intervention allows the poison to ravage the body's systems further. Always carry a means to contact emergency services during ventures into snake territory, and educate yourself about the local snake species and the immediate steps to take if bitten. True survival is about preparation, calm, and swift action, not desperate gambles with unproven methods. The third myth is drinking alcohol to stay warm. When the cold bites, reaching for a bottle of liquor might seem like a quick way to stave off the chill. However, this is one of the most dangerous myths out there. Alcohol might give you an initial warming sensation as it causes blood vessels to dilate, increasing blood flow to the skin. But don't be fooled, this actually pulls heat away from your vital organs and can rapidly decrease your core body temperature, putting you at greater risk of hypothermia. The deceptive warmth masks the true danger, leading many to underestimate the cold, potentially making fatal decisions as their body's ability to regulate temperature diminishes. Instead of relying on false warmth from alcohol, the real key to combating cold is understanding how to effectively preserve your body heat, which is why dressing in layers is important. Start with a moisture-wicking base to keep your skin dry. Add insulating layers to trap body heat, and top it off with a waterproof and windproof shell. Movement is your ally. Staying active helps maintain circulation and generates heat. But balance this with the need to conserve energy. If you find yourself stationary, simple exercises can keep blood flowing. Stuffing your clothing with dry leaves, newspapers, or even crumpled paper creates air pockets that hold heat and significantly boost your insulation. These methods are not just alternatives, but are essential strategies for survival, ensuring you stay warm through the night without the deceptive and risky effects of alcohol. The fourth myth is that finding food is the first priority. When the walls of civilization crumble and you find yourself alone against the elements, it's a common knee-jerk reaction to prioritize food hunting. The thing is, your body, a remarkable survival machine, can endure up to 3 weeks without food, thanks to its ability to metabolize fat and muscle into energy. Instead, the real villains in this survival horror story are exposure and dehydration, which can incapacitate you within hours or days. Imagine you're in a desolate, frost-bitten wilderness or a scorching desert wasteland without proper shelter. You're at the mercy of Mother Nature's mood swings. Whether it's freezing temperatures or relentless sun can claim your life far quicker than the growling in your stomach. Shelter acts as your first line of defense against the harsh environmental elements, and securing water is like finding the elixir of life itself. These are the real priorities that demand your immediate attention. So, what's the game plan? First, channel your inner architect and focus on constructing a little shelter. Use natural materials, branches, leaves, even snow to insulate yourself from the cold, wind, and rain. Your shelter doesn't need to be a fortress, but it should be sturdy enough to offer protection and retain body heat. Next, turn your survival instincts towards securing a reliable water source. Streams, rivers, or lakes can be life-saving, but always assume water sources aren't safe to drink from directly due to potential pathogens. Boil the water if possible, or use purification tablets or a makeshift filter to make it safe for drinking. This approach of securing shelter and water first conserves your energy and sets the stage for successful, prolonged survival, keeping you alive to hunt another day when food becomes the next critical chapter in your survival journey. The fifth myth is building a huge fire is best for warmth. Doing this emits a beacon of light visible for miles, potentially attracting unwanted attention, whether from predators or others who may not welcome your presence. Furthermore, the bigger the fire, the harder it becomes to maintain. As the flames leap towards the sky, much of the heat escapes into the cold night, offering far less warmth than its size suggests. This high-maintenance blaze requires continuous feeding, leaving little time for rest or other crucial survival tasks. Instead, a smaller, more controlled fire is your ally in the battle against the cold. Such a fire conserves wood, reducing the need to venture into the darkness for more fuel, thus keeping you safer and less exposed. To maximize the heat output of your modest flame, construct a reflective wall using nearby resources like rocks or mud. This wall acts as a barrier, reflecting the heat back towards you rather than letting it dissipate into the environment. This setup creates a microclimate of warmth, enveloping you in a much more efficient and sustainable heat bubble. With this technique, not only do you use less energy to maintain the fire, but you also create a safer, more discreet campsite, shielding the flames from prying eyes and preserving the precious heat for yourself. When it comes to survival, it's not the flashiest solutions, but the smart, sustainable ones that truly make the difference. The sixth myth is you can always eat what animals eat. Animals have evolved to digest various plants and berries that would wreak havoc on the human body. Some berries, for instance, contain toxins that don't affect birds but could cause severe reactions in humans, ranging from nausea and vomiting to potentially deadly organ failure. Similarly, those mushrooms that seem like a forest treat, they could be laced with toxins that cause liver and kidney damage or worse. Before you even set foot in a new area, it's important to familiarize yourself with your local plant life, especially which plants are toxic. A practical tip is to keep a guidebook of local edible and poisonous plants with you at all times. These guides are gold mines of information, often containing detailed pictures and descriptions to help you distinguish between lookalikes. Moreover, investing time in local survival courses or workshops can be an invaluable resource, equipping you with first-hand experience under the guidance of survival experts. Remember, in the wilderness, your best tool is your knowledge, and guessing games with your food can have dire consequences. The seventh and last myth is that a lean-to is the best emergency shelter. In the wild, when the winds howl and the cold bites, many might rush to construct a lean-to, swayed by its simplicity and quick setup. It's a survival shelter you've likely seen in countless manuals and shows. A few branches propped against a downed log, creating a slanting roof. But here's the truth, a lean-to is an open invitation to the cold. Its structure, while effective against mild conditions, fails miserably at retaining heat, especially when the temperature plunges. The open side, which seems a gateway to the surrounding beauty by day, becomes a gaping maw that sucks out any warmth you manage to generate by night. And in a survival scenario, losing heat could be fatal. Instead of a lean-to, your lifeline in such dire straits should be a debris hut. This humble, mound-like shelter is a fortress against the cold. This compact, enclosed design traps body heat like a thermal blanket. In the harshest environments, where survival hangs by a thread, a well-built debris hut doesn't just offer shelter, it becomes your personal oasis of warmth, where every degree of heat you generate stays with you, safeguarding your life through the frigid night. Don't forget that survival is about making the right choices with what you have. Staying alive out there means knowing your stuff and separating fact from fatal fiction. Don't fall for myths, focus on the skills that truly matter. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more survival content.